Okay, so I'm not even really sure what this is. Some kind of indoor grill. Um, I am visiting my parents for a little while here, so I decided to cook them a meal. And I'm gonna let you guys know how I feel about this steak on here. Give me a second. Oh, so one of the most difficult things, I'm gonna let my mom talk in a second here. One of the most difficult things about cooking for the camera is I sometimes forget to record things. I picked up that piece of meat and I was about to flip it, and I'm glad I didn't. So I needed to hit record. Ma, you got something to say about this piece of equipment we're cooking on?
I just wonder how you go about steaming, because you're supposed to lower the lid and steam on it.
Oh, you know what? It's got a lid, and I didn't even really think about it. Let's see what happens when we close the lid.
You probably got to lift it up.
You think? It's not as one-handed as I thought. Okay. Alright, so that's going to generate obviously a lot more heat right off the bat. Let's say you're tired of smelling delicious steak in the house and you want to minimize some of the smoke. You can close it, and this is going to cook it a lot faster. I mean, you can see the heat built up on top instantly. So that to me would explain how you use the steam feature on it. You could probably pour a little bit of water on the side of this and just have the heat get that water flowing, and it's going to act as a bit of a steamer. But since we don't want to steam our meats, it was actually, I bet you never even got to eat there, man. There was a place in, it was off of Oak Street, and they talked about, on the signs, they talked about their steamed burgers. And I remember thinking, you don't want to advertise steamed burgers. Nobody's going to want to eat that. And nobody did. Yeah. To me, you don't want steamed meat. That's just me. But yeah. What is this thing called, man? Curtis Stone. Alright. Have you cooked on this thing before?
No.
Well, this is our inaugural cook. So this has only been about 2 minutes or so. Actually, it was exactly 2 minutes because the timer on the camera says so. Oh, perfect. Alright. So these, and I can tell, these are about medium rare. I'm going to pull those off before we even get a good grill mark on them. And I'll be back in a second once we slice it up. I'll show you how they look. So one of the most difficult parts of grilling meats is not eating it in a hurry. We're going to cover that up, and that way all the juices are going to get to redistribute into it. We've got this grill, it's staying hot. We're going to check on how it steams vegetables now. So this is just some farmer's market squash. I think I paid $2 for all of this, which isn't bad. And I know the people that grew it, and I know that they're not fans of Monsanto, so that's pretty awesome. I'm just going to toss this on here. I was expecting more of a dramatic sizzle. See, we've got the garlic and all from the steak still in there. And my mom asked if I was going to clean it off, and I said no, because I think that's going to add some flavor to this. Now this grill has a little dial in there to gauge temperature, which is pretty awesome. Not something you're going to get to do with charcoal. We're just going to add, you know, grab those last few pieces, please.
Did you turn the temperature back on?
Yeah. It's at about 350, which is maybe a little high for steaming. So we'll drop it down to 300. And then I say we just pour some water on it, not a bunch. We're just going to pour a little bit of water on there, and then close this lid and see what happens. I should have seasoned it, but I don't want to lose the steam, so we're just going to go with this for now. Alright, there we go. So don't do what I just did. It takes 2 hands to close the lid. And we're just going to let this steam. We'll come back in a second. Alright, so I'd call that steamed. It's got some grill marks to it, and I'm actually glad I didn't put any salt on it. We'll get a good taste of what the grill actually did with the garlic that was trapped in the grooves. So I'm gonna plate this up and sit down and eat and let you guys know what I think about whatever the name of this grill thing is. Curtis Stone. There we go. Yep. So we'll be back in a second with some details on what the food tastes like. So just because I'm not using any form of starch anymore, I always like to get some really good flavors in there that'll fill you up. Herbs are really, really good for just about everything. So we're gonna go over here where we had our steak resting. We're gonna drop that bad boy on there. And I always try my best to get plenty of veggies involved in a meal. I was in a bit of a hurry today, so I didn't prep up a whole bunch of different types of veggies. We're going real simple today. And that's got more to do with me wanting to test out this grill. So that's what our meal is going to look like for today. I'm actually going to add some pumpkin seeds to it. That's more the help on not having the starch. The pumpkin seeds are a good, healthy, filling snack that I'll add into some dishes. But I'll be plating up all of this for my family. That's right, I cooked barefoot today because I could. Alright, so I'll write a little review on what I think of this whole meal, and hopefully I'll have a real cameraman next time, so this will be shot a little better, but thanks for stopping by.